Wow! The Eagles reportedly made an offer for Russell Wilson? It is how we vision, and you're all just living in it. Dallas still stinks. Man, you're by the way, King Dingbat here, and are you guys ready? Are you ready for the craziest, most ludicrous off-season in Eagles history? It is going to be nuts. It is going to be crazy. The free agency hasn't even started yet. And in the last 24 hours, not just the Eagles, but the whole entire NFL has been crazy. And just remember this one thing. Remember this one thing. It is how we vision, and you're all just living in it. He's nuts. He's nuts. He's got his pencils and his little calculations of cornbread, and you have no idea. None of us have any idea what this little man with his pencils is capable of. He could do anything at any time. It would not surprise me. And I'll give Howie Roseman this. He keeps it entertaining. It is entertaining, no question about it. And he is going to be super, super aggressive. You can just tell. We got a lot to talk about here. I had to come on. This is an extra video. This is a late night video for me. But I had to come and talk to you guys about it because if the news continues to roll out like it did today, by the time I get ready to make this video, we're going to be talking about other stuff because things are going to come fast and furious. So I wanted to get this out. Make sure if you have it, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. We're covering Eagles all off season as well as the NFL and Sixers in the NBA. We'll be streaming Sixers on Thursday. That's going to be fun. And if you've been with this channel for a while, just double check, double moonwalk check that you're still subscribed. YouTube has been unsubscribing people, not unknowing to them. They've let me know, so just double check. Now, man, this is crazy. This is crazy, and my mind is racing. Like I'm one of those guys that I think of every possible scenario about every single thing, about almost everything in life. Right? I always try to do that. It's just I'm weird like that, and this Russell Wilson thing, this trade is crazy, right? I mean, we know he gets traded to Denver. Denver gives up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 3 players. I mean, they gave up a ton for Russell Wilson. And then, later on in the evening, we have found out that not only did the Washington Commies, because the Commanders, I refuse to say that name, but the Commies, they tried to trade for Russell Wilson. I think they offered 3 first-round picks. Now we're hearing that reportedly, and I'll say reportedly because I can't say with absolute certainty, but that we're hearing that the Eagles, they made an offer for Russell Wilson at the scouting combine. Now, what could that offer been? I have no idea, okay? I'm perfectly fine with the Eagles not getting Russell Wilson for what they gave up, okay? Like I said, there was one quarterback that I would trade for and not play Hurts over would be Russell Wilson. But as I said, when I was talking about compensation, I was saying, 2 number ones, maybe a 3rd-round pick and a player, something like that. I wouldn't have gone 2 1s, 2 2s, and then 3 players, even though, I don't think that, Drew Lock isn't a world beater. Let's face it, okay? But, we're hearing the Eagles made an offer. We don't know how good it is, and we're probably never going to really find out because at this point, the Eagles aren't going to come out and admit that they tried to trade for him. It's all going to be speculation. Will we ever find out what they offered? I don't know. But my guess is it was at least 2 first-round picks, maybe 3. Probably something similar to what Washington was. The issue was Russell Wilson didn't want to come to Philly, and he didn't want to come to Washington. He didn't want to waive his no-trade clause for both of those. And the reason why it sounds like was he wasn't interested in coming back out east. Now, some people are going to say, well, he didn't want to go to the Eagles because the Eagles aren't built for Russell Wilson. They're not ready yet, right? And maybe that's true. How the hell do I know what the guy's thinking? You know what I mean? I don't even know what Denzel Washington's thinking. I look exactly like him. I just gave some lady down the street my autograph. She thought I was Denzel Washington. But I'm not him. And I don't know what he's thinking. Just like I don't know what Russell Wilson's thinking. So maybe it was because of the players that that he didn't feel we had. Maybe he didn't feel we had the right team for him to want to come to. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. If that's the case, if you have a situation where Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, who we're going to talk about in a minute, if you have a situation where those guys are unwilling to waive their no trade clause because they feel that the Eagles roster isn't good enough, whose fault's that? Whose fault's that? Why don't you have a roster that those players seem and deem good enough? That's got to be Howie Roseman's fault, right? I'm just saying. Now, I don't think that's what it was. I don't think it has to do anything, well, at least in Russell Wilson's situation, I don't think it has to do with the Eagles roster. I think it has to do with the location. He didn't want to be that far from his family and things like that. Totally understandable. Russell Wilson, to me, he's one of the great quarterbacks. I love the guy. I've always liked him. And I think that he has the right to choose where he wants to go. So I respect his decision. I wouldn't have wanted to give up any more than, I wouldn't have wanted to give up that much for him, to be quite honest with you. 2-1s, yeah. 2-1s like in a third and maybe a player like a Dillard. Yeah, I would have done it. But not that much. But anyways, just think about this. When you think about why would he go to Denver but not the Eagles? The Eagles had a better record than Denver last year. They arguably have a better roster than Denver. They may not have the wide receivers that they have, but arguably they have a better roster. They beat them. They beat Denver. They also had a better record. So I don't think it was that as much. It's a shame Russell Wilson, with that offensive line, the Eagles' offensive line could have been special, but it is what it is. Now, to me, you lose out on Russell Wilson, and it is what it is, okay? What I want to know, and the question that comes from this trade is, what are the Eagles' feelings on Jalen Hurts? Should we look at this and say, are the Eagles really committed to Jalen Hurts if they're willing to go out and try to get Russell Wilson? Are they really committed, or is it just a situation like I said, like, Russell Wilson's a special talent. If you have the opportunity, you have to do it. Regardless of how you feel about Hurts, you take the chance. It could be that, but I think going forward, we're going to have to watch the Eagles very closely, because from everything we hear in the media, it always sounds like the Eagles aren't sold on him, okay? And I'm not talking about certain fans. I'm not even talking about me. I'm just talking about the organization. By the messages that they give up, it's hard to know. So, they go after Russell Wilson. To me, okay, he's Russell Wilson. But now we're also hearing, things about Deshaun Watson again. Deshaun Watson stuff will not go away. It does not go away. It does not. And I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, because he's got all the off-the-field stuff going on. I know he's settled some cases, but he's got more to go. I know that the Eagles reportedly were hearing that they sent another investigator, and this is not the same one. This is not the same story. This is another investigator. Go down and find out what's going on with Deshaun Watson. And then you have Joe Banner, a guy who was in that front office, who knows Jeffrey Lurie very well. They're childhood friends, knows Howie Roseman. He knows how they think. And he thinks that Deshaun Watson is going to land with the Eagles. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm not touching Deshaun Watson if he doesn't have everything cleared off the field. And I'm not giving up 3 first-round picks for him. But you have to wonder, if the Eagles went out and they actually made an offer for Russell Wilson, what makes you think they wouldn't for Deshaun Watson? He's younger. He's what, 26 years old. So we got to keep, this is something to keep an eye on. I don't know what to make of it. If it was me at this point, I would have taken a shot at Russell Wilson. But as soon as that doesn't work out, I probably, I'm just going to go with Hurts, and Banner, he was saying that, Joe Banner was saying that basically he thought that even though Deshaun Watson a year ago might not have wanted to waive his no trade clause, when he looks at all the options out there, he's not going to be able to turn down the Eagles. It's going to be too good of a spot. Okay? Now they may have competition, because Seattle all of a sudden has plenty of ammo to trade for a guy like Deshaun Watson too if they choose. I don't know that they're going to do that. But we got to see how this thing plays out. To me, the biggest thing that I take out of this whole thing is the Eagles, if they reportedly really made an offer for Wilson, what is their plan with Jalen Hurts? How do they really feel about him? We know what Howie Roseman says, but we know Howie Roseman says a lot of things, and then the opposite happens. So something to keep your eye out on. Another thing I want to talk about is, in the last video I talked about DK Metcalf, right? DK Metcalf is a guy I would go after, trade for. I'd give I'd give the 19th pick overall right now today to get him. I stand by that, and I ain't going to change. Because Mike Williams is off the board. Of course, you're never going to get Devontae Adams. You're not going to get Godwin. But a trade for DK Metcalf would be unbelievable. I don't think it'll happen, but I would do it. You know what I'm saying? But there's another Seattle Seahawk out there. Bobby Wagner is going to be released by the Seattle Seahawks. Now, he's 31 years old. I think he'll be 32 in June. I believe his birthday is June. But he's coming off, a year. I think he had like 170-something total tackles, 93 solo tackles. He still can play. He's still got a few years left. He would fit the Eagles, I think, really good. If the Eagles can get Bobby Wagner for a decent price, and I don't want to overpay for him because he's in his 30s, but at a decent price for a couple years, I think you do it. I think you try to make that play, One of the guys that we were talking about the other day that the Eagles were going to show interest in, Harold Landry, just signed an extension with Tennessee. It is crazy how quick these players are coming off the board. They're coming off the board really, really fast. A lot of moving parts, and how he's gonna have to strike hard when the time comes. Got to sweep the lake. You know what I'm saying? But there's just a lot going on. There's a lot with the Eagles, and I think that the fact that the Eagles made an offer for Russell Wilson, I cannot blame the Eagles on. I do not blame them for making that offer. I also do not blame them for paying anything higher than the Broncos. That would be too much. And I can't blame Russell Wilson for wanting to pick where he goes. I'm totally okay with it. If Russell Wilson would have come to the Eagles, it would have made the Eagles contenders overnight. I truly believe that. I believe that. Just like it makes Denver contenders overnight. But right now, I think there's two Seahawks. One's going to be free agent Bobby Wagner. The other is DK Metcalf. If I could get one of those two guys, or if not both, I do it. But Bobby Wagner, you may be able to get him at a good price, maybe for a few years. That would be a huge upgrade for this Eagles linebacking core, and I think they definitely should pursue it. Crazy times we're living in. Russell Wilson, obviously he's traded now, but it sounds like there's a lot of things or a lot of stuff in the Deshaun Watson circle coming on Friday. I guess there's some cases, some things are going to be resolved, and this may help to figure out if he's going to get traded or not. And based upon everything we've heard for over a year, based upon the fact that the Eagles did make an offer to Russell Wilson, but he didn't want to waive his no-trade clause, we're going to have to watch this Deshaun Watson thing closely, because I don't know what the Eagles are thinking. I have no idea. I don't know, and I'm curious. How does Jalen Hurts feel about this, knowing that they're trying to replace him? If that's what they're trying to do, if these reports are true, but we'll never know. The Eagles are never going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, we definitely did that." Why would they? It would make no sense. So it's going to be fast and furious. Look for more multiple videos from me, because I'm going to be doing as much as I can when something breaks and I can get to it, like earlier today, it was perfect timing for me. I literally walked in the door at lunch, and it was breaking, so I was able to just, boom, go right into it. But crazy stuff going on. I say go out, get Bobby Wagner if you can. Trade for DK Metcalf if you can. And then the Russell Wilson thing is intriguing to me. I totally understand why the Eagles will go after him. I totally understand why he wants to choose where he goes. And I understand the Eagles not overpaying, because that would have been too much. What Denver gave up, to me, any more for the Eagles would have been too much. it would have been too much. Because I think it would cost the Eagles more than it would cost Denver because you're trading him within conference. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a guy that has an opinion that happens to look like Denzel Washington. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Man, I tell you, it's just going to be crazy. This is definitely going to be nuts because I have no idea what this team is thinking. It is impossible for us to know. And the Joe Banner article that he wrote talking about the Eagles, the most likely landing spot for Deshaun Watson, I got to believe he knows something we don't, right? I mean, I got to, all right? I got to think, you know? So, I mean, listen, if NASA could send somebody to the moon, only to lose all the trajectory data and all the stuff and not be able to take somebody to the moon in the future when I got a computer filming this right now, a phone filming this video that is more powerful than any shuttle that ever went to the moon, and yet they don't know how to go back. If all that is possible, then can the Eagles trade for a quarterback? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Like I said, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Denzel Washington, out.